Welcome back, lore seekers and believers of the unseen. What if the world you knew was haunted not by monsters, but by memories, by grief, regret, and the hope of forgiveness? What if the bridge to healing was a single, determined spirit guide, armed not with a sword, but with compassion and light? Today, we follow Kana, a young woman on a journey to the sacred mountain shrine, across a land where sorrow and beauty entwine, and spirits linger, lost and longing. This is Kana, Bridge of Spirits. I'm Vigil, and this is Video Game Lore. Let's step into the mist, where every shadow has a story. Our story begins in darkness. Kana stands alone, pulse of blue spirit energy in hand, her path lit only by her resolve. She descends into a cave, seeking the sacred mountain shrine, a place said to be the source of all spiritual energy. But darkness here is not just the absence of light. It is the weight of centuries of pain. Deep within, Kana is confronted by Toshi, a corrupted spirit, once a leader, now twisted by sorrow and rage. He demands to know her purpose. Kana speaks softly, offering to help him move on. Toshi rejects her, unleashing a wave of corruption that wraps the cave into a nightmare. Creatures crawl from the blackness, but Kana's spirit pulse burns bright. She fights, not with anger, but with determination, carving her way out of the cave and into a world forever changed. In a sunlit clearing, Kana's journey takes a gentler turn. She sees two children, Benny and Saya, chasing a tiny, black leaf-capped creature, the first rot. The children are spirits, their laughter echoing the longing for the life they lost. Kana kneels, promising not to harm them. She seeks the mountain shrine, but they will help her if she helps them find their brother Taro. Kana's heart aches at their plea, and she agrees. On the way to the village, Kana's compassion draws more rot from hiding. Tiny spirits of decay and renewal, shy but mischievous. The rot become her allies, helping her purify corruption and heal the land. But the village is a graveyard of hope, overgrown, abandoned, and choked with red, poisonous blight. Kana's journey is only the beginning. After a hard-fought battle against corrupted creatures, Kana finds the mask shrine and meets Zajuro, the wise old spirit guide. He's surprised at the rot's affection for Kana. The little spirits are usually timid. He asks her purpose, and Kana reveals she seeks the mountain shrine. Zajuro warns her the village's fate is bound to the shrine, which is fated. Only trapped spirits remain, tangled in tragedy. To reach the shrine, Kana must help these spirits move on. Zajuro gives her Taro's mask and asks her to watch over the children. Setting Taro free will be painful for them. Kana accepts, burdened but not undeterred. With Benny and Saya, Kana clears the barrier with Taro's mask and enters the forest. The rot gather around her, and as she cleanses the corruption, a vision of a storm and Taro, lost and desperate, searching for his siblings. At Taro's shrine, Kana dons his mask, her mind flooded with agony and confusion. She tears the mask away in horror. Taro is here, but he's forgotten who he is. To restore him, Kana must find 3 relics. The children suggest seeking Rusu, a friend and mentor, for guidance. On the way, Kana uncovers Taro's memories, a lesson about the tear of the forest, a sign that death is never the end, but the start of regrowth. She finds a child's pack in a memory and Rusu's house, now a fortress of corruption. Rusu's spirit appears, burdened by regret. He explains the land was once in perfect balance, the shrine its beating heart. When famine struck, Taro's parents died, leaving him to care for Benny and Saya alone. Rusu wishes he could have done more. To help Kana, Rusu reveals the true power of her staff. If she channels the mountain's energy, she can transform it into a bow. Kana learns quickly, clearing Rusu's house of corruption in a fierce battle, and recovers Taro's knife. 1 relic reclaimed. Rusu, who made the knife for Taro, sends Kana to the Forgotten Forest for the others. Kana uncovers fishing nets and baskets. Taro's memory of teaching his siblings to fish, brief moments of joy in a world falling apart. At the guardian tree, she finds another relic, a small offering, 3 statues for the siblings. Rusu explains Taro left the statues for the children when hope was all but lost. The final relic awaits in the Lantern Cave, guarded by a monstrous spirit. Kana's strength and the rot's aid see her through. She claims Taro's lantern and rushes back to the shrine. Thunder rolls as Kana places the relics at Taro's shrine, and power surges into the mask. Taro's spirit forms, sorrow, regretful, and still bound to the corruption. He transforms into a monstrous form, but Kana faces him with courage and love. With the rot's help, she cleanses Taro's spirit. Afterwards, Taro begins to remember the sickness that killed their parents, the growing fear, the desperate journey to Rusu, the red explosion from the mountain shrine that killed him and cast his spirit adrift. He searched the woods for his siblings, unable to accept his death and forgive himself for failing to protect them. Kana consoles Taro, reminding him that love is stronger than regret. Benny and Saya embrace their brother, and for the first time in centuries, the family is reunited. With a final farewell, their spirits and Rusu's ascend to the mountain shrine. Kana returns to the mass shrine. Zajuro tells her that the bonds with spirits never truly fade, but her work is not done. Next, she must help Adira, the woodsmith. At the neighboring village, Kana meets Hanna, Adira's beloved. Together, Adira and Hanna had once harnessed the mountain shrine's energy to sustain the village, but famine and tragedy struck again. Hanna teaches Kana to focus spirit energy into bombs, unlocking new paths. As Kana explores, she experiences Adira's memories, love and loss, hope and heartbreak. She frees Rufus the ox, bringing a moment of joy to Hanna. At the forge, she claims Adira's hammer after a fierce battle with a stone guardian. Hanna reveals that when the village began to fail, she left to seek supplies across the sea, telling Adira to move on if she never returned. Adira stayed, building a tower to guide Hanna home, refusing to leave without her. When the red explosion from the mountain shrine struck, Adira was killed, her spirit lingering in denial and anguish. Kana gathers Adira's relics, the hammer, Rufus, and the village heart. At the tower, she places them in the shrine and Adira's spirit appears, corrupted and armored. After the desperate fight, Kana cleanses Adira, reuniting her with Hanna. Their love finally at peace, they return to the spirit realm. Back at the mask shrine, Zajuro tells Kana that the true cause of corruption lies with Toshi, the village leader. Toshi could not accept the fading of the land and the loss of his people. Kana dons Toshi's mask, reliving his memories, his rage, his grief, his desperate attempt to seize the power of the mountain shrine. After confronting Toshi, Kana is blasted into the spirit realm, where she meets her younger self, a child seeking her lost father. Through the vision, Kana faces her own grief, realizing she became a spirit guide to make her father proud, to heal her own wounds by healing others. Zajuro explains that Toshi's pain disrupted the natural cycle and that to confront him, Kana must recover 3 relics hidden in the spirit realm: Toshi's incense, the village crest, and the tip of a harpoon. She battles guardian spirits, each holding a fragment of Toshi's past. His burden as leader, his prayers for guidance, his hunger for forbidden knowledge. With the relics in hand, Kana returns to the mountain shrine. Toshi, corrupted and unrepentant, insists the mountain's power belongs to him. In a cataclysmic battle, he blasts Kana's rod away and corrupts them, fusing them into the rock god, a beast of shadow and pain. Kana ventures into the mountain's heart, reclaiming her rock companions one by one. With every ounce of strength, she defeats the corrupted rock god, purifies the spirit, and finally cleanses Toshi himself. Toshi's spirit confesses his regret. He tells how he failed his people, killed the sacred rock god in his desperation, and doomed the village. Kana consoles him, teaching him that grief is a part of life, but it must not become a prison. Zajuro calls Toshi to move on, and together they depart for the spirit realm. The rock god is restored, the land awakens, and the spirits find peace. Kana stands alone at the mountain shrine, meditating as the rot say farewell, returning to their true form and vanishing in a burst of spiritual energy. She smiles. The journey is over, but the world is full of stories still untold. Secrets in the mountain, whispers in the forest, bonds that linger after death. Kana's journey is a bridge, not just for spirits, but for all of us seeking to heal, to forgive, and to understand the cycles of loss and renewal. The mountain shrine's mysteries are far from over, and the world of Kana is alive with legends yet to be discovered. If you crave more deep dives into the lore, magic, and hidden stories of Kana Bridge of Spirits, subscribe and hit that hype button. The next adventure is just beyond the veil. This is Vigil from Video Game Lore, and I'll see you all in the next one.